Have you ever really thought about what it takes to create the perfect piece of fruit? I mean, not just a good one, but one that's truly exceptional. Well, we're about to pull back the curtain on the year-long effort, the surprising science, and the incredible care that goes into one of Taiwan's most exclusive mangoes. Let's dive in.
Just look at this thing. The color is so vibrant, the skin is absolutely flawless. This is the end result of a process that's really more like artistry than farming. We're talking about a premium fruit, a true luxury, and it just tastes like summer. But trust me, its beauty is way more than skin deep. And that's really the big question, right? What is it that takes this specific mango from just a simple snack and turns it into a patented, super sought-after delicacy? Well, the answer is in a journey that starts way, way before you ever see a fruit.
All right, so first things first, let's get properly introduced to the star of our show.
This is the Hosiache mango, and its name kind of translates to summer snow. Its official name is Kaohsiung number 3. But here's the really cool part. It's a patented variety. That means it's totally unique. You can't just plant any old seed and get this. This is a very specific creation, born from Taiwanese agricultural innovation.
And the reason it's patented? It all comes down to its unbelievable flavor profile. It's got this intense, classic aroma of a wild native mango, but then you bite into it, and the flesh is just unbelievably sweet and delicate. Plus, each one is a pretty hefty 400 to 600 grams, and they're packed with vitamin A. It's like they took the best of everything and engineered it into one perfect fruit. But, you're not going to get a perfect mango without giving it a perfect home. So let's go all the way back to the beginning and see how the foundation is built, the orchard itself.
You can think of creating the ideal orchard like following a really precise recipe. First, you need a spot with tons of sun. Then you have to get the soil just right, with good drainage. You need to give the trees enough space so air and light can get through, and you've got to have a good irrigation system to control the water. Every single step is absolutely crucial. And the science here gets super specific. It all starts with this number. This is the ideal pH range for the soil. If that soil isn't somewhere between 5.5 and 7.0, the tree just can't pull in the nutrients it needs to make that top quality fruit. It's this crazy level of detail that really makes all the difference in the end. Okay, so once the orchard is set up, the real work starts. This is not one of those plant it and forget it kind of deals. No way. It's a constant, year-round cycle of care and attention. The life of these trees is this continuous loop where the work literally never stops. I mean, right after the harvest in July, farmers are already out there pruning the trees to get them ready for the next year. Then they've got to carefully nurture them as the buds form, get them through the critical flowering season, and watch over them as the fruit develops. All of it leading right back to that super narrow harvest window. Now, during that flowering season, which is so important, farmers have to make sure pollination is happening. And to do that, they turn to let's just say, a very surprising partner. It's not bees, it's flies. I know, right? Farmers actually hang containers with things like fish meal or bean flour to attract specific kinds of flies. And it turns out, these little guys are incredibly effective pollinators for the his-his-sus flowers. It might sound a little gross, but it is absolutely ingenious. All right, so the flowers are pollinated and these tiny little mangoes start to grow. But the road to perfection is far from over. Now we get to the stage of intense protection and, believe it or not, selection. And it all boils down to this one simple but really powerful idea. To get the absolute best mangoes, you can't just let the tree grow as many as it wants. You have to step in. This is a technique called fruit thinning. So on the left, that's what would happen naturally. A whole bunch of small mangoes all fighting for the same food and energy. But what farmers do is they go through and remove the extras, leaving just 1 or 2 champion fruits on each branch. This makes the tree focus all its energy, all its sugars, into creating just a few absolute masterpieces. So even after all that thinning, the chosen few are still pretty vulnerable. I mean, they're out in the elements, dealing with pests, crazy weather, and the hot sun. So how do you keep them safe? You give each one its own personal bodyguard. It's a technique called bagging. Every single developing mango gets tucked inside a special paper bag. This does a few things. It protects it from insects, stops it from getting scarred by branches, and it even acts like sunscreen, which makes sure the skin gets that perfect, even color. Amazing. So after months and months of prep, of nurturing, of protecting, the moment of truth finally arrives. It's time for the best part, the final reward. But how in the world do farmers know the exact perfect moment to pick? Well, they look for this signal. When the skin starts to get this subtle yellow blush that covers just about 5 to 10% of the surface. That's it. That's the perfect sign that the mango is mature and ready. Any earlier, it's not sweet enough. Any later, and it's not going to last the trip. And this brings us right back to where we started. Each one of those perfect mangoes is carefully picked by hand. Then it's cleaned and packed to make sure it stays flawless. From a specially chosen piece of land, to a nurtured tree, to a single protected fruit, the incredible journey is finally complete. So after seeing all that, all the science, the hard work, and just the meticulous care that goes into every single one of these mangoes, it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Is a fruit really just a fruit? Or is it the amazing, delicious result of a truly remarkable process? I think the next time you see a perfect piece of fruit, you'll know it has an incredible story to tell.